1 minute. Huh? You see, earlier on, let's just recap before we go on, okay? Do you remember the structure up to this point? All that has been said. Enlightening. The Dhamma is about fixing the mind. In order for the Dhamma to be able to fix the mind has to be able to see itself. Yes? And the third part is, what does it see? What is it supposed to see? We say it has to see itself. Oh, sorry, it has to see itself. In order that it can see itself, it has to develop, it has to cultivate 5 mental conditions. With the 5 mental conditions present, it can see the mind. If the 5 mental conditions are available, it can see the mind. The next one is, what is it supposed to see? Yes? Then you will say, enter the stream already, what? Jackpot. Right? Because I ended the last part with stream entry. Okay. Now I'm saying this, but it is not game over. To see, even at a superficial level and partially, the 3 characteristics is a critical start point. What were the 3 characteristics? Anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Even to see them superficially. Because if you don't go into meditation, you can't see them with depth. And you certainly can't see anatta properly. Anatta is the only one of that 3 that has to be seen in meditation. But then, as I said, it's arahant. So you can, it's okay, panchan a bit. But the 3, anicca, in what is impermanent is dukkha. This too, to see superficially, like what you are having now, what many of you are experiencing now is what I would call superficially get it. Yes? This superficially getting it, I get what you're saying, this superficial getting it, this is a very critical start point. Because if you don't have this as a start point, what's the purpose of practicing? What are you working towards? In this game, we are working towards Nibbana. Nibbana is a state of mind where there is no more arising of craving. Craving doesn't arise. When craving doesn't arise, you don't feel dukkha. You understand this? Very subtle, tentative, gouging, yes. But you get what I'm saying, huh? Now, letting go of craving. This letting go of craving is not a case of I want and I don't want. If you say I don't want craving, that means I want no craving. You are still wanting. The mind has to let go, let down, no desire, spontaneously, on its own. The mind makes no demand. You might, for the ones who are very clear about the arising of craving, you see many times arising of craving, you go, how like that? How can that be done? That's the point. It can be done. It can be done, but there are things to do. I repeat, it's all about the mind knowing how to just let go of craving. Doesn't ask, doesn't seek, doesn't chase. The mind just sit and accept. By itself, not pushed, not nge lai. You nge lai is not, it's more dukkha. Nge lai equals lagi dukkha. Okay? It must be ching ching song song like that. Okay? Why every time I use Chinese you all laugh? So happy somehow. Lucky my manat not so big leh. Well, very kick sim really. Okay, the second point here which I need you to register, especially for the ones who have done a lot of meditation. So deep your insights, so deep your seeing. The second point is very important for you. For the rest, learn. The second point is insights. It is not about insights. The whole game is not about insights. The whole game is getting to the insights so that you can get on with the journey. You must remember that. There are people who will say, it is all about the seeing. It's all about the understanding, the realization. You do realize that when the Buddha laid down what must be done, you remember, for those of you who have attended my talks, you remember the conversation between Ananda and the Buddha. And in that conversation, Ananda asked the Buddha, Buddha, what is the purpose of sila, morality? Buddha said, so that you can have no remorse. Buddha, what is the purpose of having no remorse? Buddha said, so that you can be happy. Piti, you have piti, arising of piti. Piti is joy, rapture. What's the purpose of having piti? So that the mind has calm, tranquility, pasadi. What's the purpose of having pasadi? So that the mind can concentrate. What's the purpose of this? Wait, it's coming. Concentration, meditation. What is the purpose of meditation? Ananda asked. Buddha said, so that it can see the mind as it is. Yatha Buddha Jnana Dasana. The Yatha Buddha see the mind as it is, knowledge and insight. That's the purpose. But he didn't stop there. What is the purpose of knowledge and insight? So that you can experience nibbida. Nibbida. Disenchantment. What is the purpose of nibbida? So that you can experience viraga, dispassion. What is the purpose of dispassion? So that you can experience vimutti, liberation, freedom of the mind. And then nibbana. So in this game, in this practice, getting to the point where the mind goes quiet and the mind can see its own nature is step one. It's not the end of the game. But if you don't get here, you didn't enter the stream. You have to get to a point where the mind says, alamak, I got it lah. No need to be so drama lah, but something like that. Something like this. When the mind realizes it had been fooled by itself for a long time. How do you know it's fooled by itself? Because it has seen change, dukkha and anatta. Anatta, see it superficially or deep. It gets it. And when it gets there, this is what's happening. See that? Insight to help you be able to let go. The whole point of insight is so that you will let go on your own. And it's not a one-night thing. Tonight I go to sleep, then I get it, then I let go. It doesn't work like that. You have to consolidate again and again and again. Okay? Alright, let's move. Okay. Most of you will be familiar with the Eightfold Path, yes? You so happily tell me Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, right? Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta was where Buddha introduced the Eightfold Path. But actually, the full works is a tenfold path. There is Samma Jnana, correct knowledge of the true nature of the mind, and correct knowledge of the Dhamma and the practice. and there is sama vimutti, right liberation of the mind. The right liberation of the mind. It is incredibly difficult to break habits. It's very difficult to break habits and instincts. You ask yourself, ever since you swear blind that you are Buddhist, and you took your precepts, and you say, I will do good, do no evil, and purify the mind. Ever since that, you didn't like yourself very much every time you lose your temper. Yes? And still it comes out. Yeah? Maybe you do very well, so it doesn't come out as much, but it still pops up. And that is because the mind has habits. It has certain image of itself. It keeps going back to the habit. If you're not, the neural pathways, they're all fixed. They are AYE. You want to change people's habit, use BKE. I want to go AYE. They keep doing that. So you have to consciously shift, force the mind to change habits. If every day you must eat five spoons of rice, today I ask you cut to 4. Oh, I can die. 4? I will be skinny and dead in a week. The mind has, so you after you take 4 spoons of rice, your mind keep going, I'm not full leh. I'm not full. Usually how many people eat how many? 10. Okay. 10 spoons of rice. Now ask you eat 8. Oh, cannot take it, you know. It's the same thing. Mental states are very difficult to break. So you tend to do what I call the tango. Not that I know how to do tango, but the tango, you know, you go back, you go forth, you go back, you go front and go back, and 1 step forward, 1 step backward, hopefully 2 steps forward and only 1 step backward. So in very zing and zong way, you make your way forward. Yes? You go for retreat, oh man, 8 full path, now 10 full paths, come for 1 class, increase by 2. And then you go and you say, okay, I shall try very hard. You go for a retreat, you come up, yes, finish, that's it. Students have been saying, we can't reverted to old habits. Of course, you never go on. You must know the rest. So, what is daily practice? Oh yeah, so fast went to that, huh? Wait, Sorry. I only need you, I'm not going through this with no time. I just need you to know. Do you remember this? 37 factors of enlightenment. All these, they actually sit on top of each other and they strengthen the mental states. These mental states, you don't have to learn everything, but these mental states, as they strengthen, they will take you in the correct direction. Constantly recrafting your mind. That's the point. You have to constantly recraft, reshape, retool your mind. Keep bringing into the mind the correct mental states. They are all there. These are the mental states required for you to keep going. Now you're getting more and more depressed. No. This is just normal. Your mind has very bad habits. You have to keep building the correct mental states so that you keep going on the right track. Actually, that's what it means. And these are the ones that will take that Sotapanna, take him from a state of understanding and deliver him all the way to Arahant. That is why the Buddha used the word Seka to describe Sotapanna, Sakadagami, Anagami, 4 stages of saying, right? The first 3 stages, the Buddha called them Sekas, trainees. They are still training. They still have to retool their mind, change their habits, change and internalize the Dhamma. And as they internalize, they will start to change. And eventually, the letting go becomes spontaneous. I will continue to explain, okay? Eightfold Path, you know, has 3 key parts. 3 parts, right? Wisdom, morality, concentration. 3 parts. On a daily basis. I know you said earlier on, I said, we are talking about the Sotapanna practice. This is the practice, period. Whether you Sotapanna or not, this is the practice. On a daily basis. On a daily basis, you need to remind yourself of the Dhamma. The Dhamma, refresh, remind, reinforce the insight on the 4 Noble Truths. Today, what a wonderful day. How many of you remember 4 Noble Truths? Until you came to this class, were you thinking of the 4 Noble Truths? No, no think of dukkha at all. Dukkha never arise in your mind at all. I mean, don't have lah. No refresh. No need about remind, reinforce. Can you imagine day in, day out, you remember dukkha arya satya, the noble truth of dukkha. Samudaya dukkha arya satya. Craving, the origin of dukkha is craving. You just reflect, just remember. Every time you get agitated, remember, refresh. Can you do that? This is insight. This is a practice. This is part of it. The practice is 3 parts: insight, morality, and concentration. You are all fixated about meditation, which is one of 3. I can't practice Dhamma because I can't do meditation. Hello, one of 3 leh. And then you break it down, it's one of 8 leh. You break it down further, it's one of 10 leh. Can't do concentration, everything down the drain. Flush. Psh. Can you see the problem? Can you do insight, reflection? Possible? Can. Very difficult, man. That's your mind, leh. And the 3 characteristics is a constant companion. What do I mean? You are constantly aware of how the mind keeps shifting, keeps changing. You don't know anatta, you said. But you don't know anicca, meh? Don't know dukkha, meh? You know what? So don't make excuses. Huh? The point is, the Dhamma is not some airy-fairy concept that you put on the shrine and you pay respect. The Dhamma describes your mind and provides the tool to fix the mind. If you are really serious about resolving the mental problems you experience, then put some time to reminding yourself of the basics. 4 Noble Truths, 8-fold paths, plus the 3 characteristics, they are both the basics and the pillars of the Dhamma. You get these, enough. No need paticca samuppada yet. Yet. Because it will come when the rest are obvious. Don't spend your time. I don't understand paticca samuppada leh. I don't know why. Does it matter? You also don't understand anicca dukkha anatta. And that's the basic, the fundamental pillars of the mind. So go for this. When I say see conditionality, what I mean is this. I'm not asking you to see paticca samuppada. I'm saying you have craving. Do you know how that craving comes up? Because of feeling. That's all. This part you can see. Feeling. I like, I want. I don't like, I don't want. That's paticca samuppada ma. But you 2 out of 12. You 2 out of 12 very good already. No need to worry about the rest first. You get what I'm saying? See craving. See its correlation with feeling. See feeling. See its correlation with contact. This is all obvious. If you can see this again and again and again, ever so often you get reminded, you will get calm. And this is a daily practice. Okay? So, on a daily basis, I don't want even to tell you hourly basis, daily, only 24 hours, you just do once. But when you're really practicing, well, you do more times, okay? More times, okay? So, that's one part. What's the next one? sila. And this is what I meant when I said precepts, they are a very low bar. Don't kill. How many of us go around killing people? Then okay lah, I stop lor. How many? I'll confess. None. You at most kill cockroach. It's so bad you are kill mosquito. But you're not the ones who kill people. How many of you steal for a living, really? Every day you go up, take $1. No lah, you don't do these things. So that's why I say very low bar. If those low bar you can't reach, we have to talk. You know what I'm saying? So it is not about the low bar. It's not about the precept. It's about low bar, dosa, and reduce moha. Low bar, craving, greed. Dosa, hatred, ill will, and moha. The part about do good, avoid evil, purify the mind. This is the part. And it's really the small game that makes the difference. Don't scold the person. That's what makes the difference. I give metta. You don't scold people, can already give metta. We all talk about metta, right? The big thing. Right? Hello? The mic also cannot take it. We talk about metta, karuna, well, big thing, right? The Brahma Vihara, okay, big thing. Just don't scold. Don't grumble. Don't complain. Don't give negative feedback. Can already. Start like that. Whole day. Then the loba part, the loba part is cute. Loba part is actually, we get caught up in the big thing, on money. I'm not the soul who asks for money. Yeah, but you ask for an extra piece. People want you take first. This is the little thing, Queuing, people cut you, not happy. I want to be first. That's the little thing that counts. Can you give? Can you say it's okay? Like that. And small thing first, okay? Small thing. Don't worry about the big thing. Small thing can do, big thing will just happen naturally. If you're just gunning for the big thing, the small thing didn't do well, your big thing is up, down. Meaning, metta, boo. Karuna, boo. Like that lah. This is what will happen. That's sad, right? 上得太高跌得很痛. My new words. Vigilantly acting on reducing the akusala while developing the kusala. What do I mean? Akusala, right now we are still talking about wholesome, unwholesome. There is another set of akusala, kusala, which is skillful, unskillful. Okay? And what is the skillful, unskillful one? Nobody would say restlessness is immoral. Who say restlessness is immoral? Nobody says that. Nobody will say perplexity is immoral, unwholesome. But it is akusala. It's unskillful. Because it will obstruct your practice. Why? When the mind is restless, it goes like this. Spin. It can't settle. You want to sit and meditate, you might as well just spin and meditate. Meditate on the round and round. Because your mind will spin, you will get agitated, and half the time you keep going, I want to crash, I want to stop, I don't want to drift, I want to stop, I don't want to drift. That's akusala. That's when the mind can't stop, it wants to drift. Get it? It is not immoral, but it will disrupt your meditation, it will affect your practice, and it will demoralize you. Especially when you are so, because you see, you put all your chips on 1 out of 10 on meditation, on concentration, right? Your chip all on concentration. Never mind about the right understanding, right thought, that's not important. Concentration. Your entire practice on that. Die lah, you cannot sit because it keeps spinning. Today, finish, my Dhamma over. How demoralizing is that? You forgot you didn't tell lies, you forgot you didn't kill, you forgot you are a good person. No, you want to chop point, you chop everything. And then that one small part lah. Okay? Next, The whole idea here, please remember this. It's a combination of mindfulness and concentration. It is not jhana. The Buddha didn't ask you to do jhana only. The Buddha was trying to get us, for the mind, to get our mind to a relative quiet, so that it begin to be able to see the mind, reduce the chatter, live with less mental toxins, so that seeing of the mind is sharp and clear. Okay? What is the next level? So yeah, hang on. This one first. You need the samadhi to keep going for the final step of the practice, which is the realization of nibbana. I keep saying that. The end goal is nibbana. The end goal is not insights. Insights will help you to continue doing the correct thing. With the correct insights, you will want to practice to a point where the mind let go on its own. Without the insights, the mind will have no incentives to practice. You get it? So it is not just about the insights. It's the insights that will help you to move on. Because moving on is the hard part. Getting the insights is the easier part of the practice. You don't believe me. I tell you it's true. Getting the insight, seeing the mind as the Buddha described it, he's already described it. What else you want? See for you. He has already described the mind. You only have to sit until your mind correlates. Nibbana. Thank you very much. Go charge this. You only have to see the mind and correlate it to his teaching. What you need to remember is his teaching. Don't get caught up with supplementaries. That's not important. His original teachings. And all his teachings are captured in the discourses. Go for the discourses. I can't handle Majjhima Nikaya, never mind, Anguttara also can. Because all the insights, all the teachings are actually captured in all the Nikayas. They all got repeat broadcasts. And once the insights become clearer to you, once you begin to understand the insights, that is when you realize, there is no meaning to the clinging. Okay, I will have to practice and teach the mind how to let go. You get it? When you begin to teach the mind how to let go, this is the hard part, because you are breaking centuries of habits. That is if you believe in rebirth. If you don't believe in rebirth, die finish lah. But if you believe in rebirth, then you must believe that it's centuries of bad habits. Kusala, akusala, or you name one, you probably killed in the previous life. You see what I'm saying? And because you are trying to break habits that have been built for centuries, how difficult is that? It's difficult. It's not easy. But doable. How you know? Because the Buddha said so. Ayah, like that blind faith. I got here already what blind faith talking about. You have managed to use his teaching to get you to a point where you see the mind as correlated by the Dhamma. What blind faith are you talking about? He didn't lie up to here. So do you buy at faith he's correct all the way? Surely you see, I will check it out. What have I to lose? And so you go on. And you begin to realize that really it needs to do something else. Remember I said earlier, I was talking about the conversation between Ananda Buddha, and then the conversation says, you meditate so that you can see the nature of the mind as it is. Then I went on, remember? The mind needs to develop some aversion to delights. Can you imagine? The mind must begin to realize for itself. The mind realizing for itself that delighting, gratification is the problem. It brings you all the way back to the beginning of this class. When I say we spend lives looking for proxy delights. At some point, the mind must realize delighting is a problem. And then every time it realizes that that's the problem, it has to stop delighting. And when they continue to practice, it will then begin to be averse to delighting. When it becomes averse to delighting, that's the mental state he called nibbida. I think most of us not here yet, huh? Fair to say, okay. Okay, I will move on. There is another rung. This is one rung up, okay? Now, it is not easy. It is not easy to be able to see delight as not delightful. Some people ask me, then what's the meaning of life? What is the meaning of life if there is no delight? Exactly, you don't even realize how wise the statement was. Delight is temporary. You suka, bo suka is temporary. So what's the meaning of life if it is all about delight? Get it? When you get it, call my handphone. Anyhow, what's your handphone? Anyhow, okay, it is not easy to give up delight. It's not easy to give up delight. I ask you to let go of craving, cannot tahan. I want to give up delight, to see delight differently. It's not our habit to let it go. So, you have to break habits. It is not our habit to let go of delighting. Therefore, you have to deprogram again. See, this is in the sixth hand. This is, I don't know how many times I'm talking about deprogramming. You have to deprogram again. And therefore, Buddha came up with this. Anguttara Nikaya, he gave a whole list of things for the monks to reflect on. This is reflection and perception. You keep telling yourself, what is perception? You keep teaching yourself unattractiveness of the body. One of the things we hang on to for dear life is your body. You find it attractive. Not everybody agrees with you, but it's okay. We all think our body is attractive, and not everybody agrees with us, right? But Buddha says, tell yourself it's unattractive. You tell yourself it's unattractive. You keep seeing the parts. You see, we see the skin. Oh, it's so smooth. Did you see below the skin? Once you go beneath the skin, it's a different terrain, right? And then perception of death. You keep saying to yourself, one day my turn to lie in that coffin. You already lie in the coffin many times, you forgot only. Many times. Sometimes also don't have coffin. But if you keep telling yourself, one day my turn, hey, I'll take number, one day my turn, one day our turn, like that lah. You keep doing, don't do it with fun, do it seriously, you know. Perceiving it. You look at food, how many of us think of the food before we eat the food? And most times it's the thinking that love is lovely. The loveliest part was the thought, not the actual biting. Biting, oh, very nice, that's it, finish. Oh, very tight. So much, cannot finish. You see what I'm saying? The first bite is the juiciest. The first bite. Subsequent bite is a chore. But what do you remember? You don't remember the chore. You remember the delight of the first bite. Like that, lor. So instead, you have to flip around and think of the repulsiveness of food. And that is why, in that sutta, the Anguttara Nikaya Sutta of the 4 nutriments, he asks you to think of food as if you're eating your only son's flesh. Yeah, see? That is why the sutta got all these kind of gory parts. You are, as he says, a pair of parents, father, mother, crossing the desert. In the middle of the desert, they ran out of food, but they had their son. So they decided to eat the boy. And the reason why they use son is because in ancient India, they love sons. Daughter that might eat already, tomorrow can have another one. So anyhow, if you love your son or you don't have to like, I must pick boy, but I don't have like, girls also can. Okay? Think of yourself eating your only child. You wouldn't enjoy the food anymore. Hand. It's awful, right? Not that difficult, repulsiveness of food. Then he goes on, non-delight in the entire world. Every time your mind thinks of something, it's looking for something to delight in. He now tells you, think that there is no delight in the entire world. Perception of anicca, perception of dukkha in anicca, perception of anatta in dukkha, and so on. He taught the monks, then you're all getting very, tough, man, this one really tough. Of course, this is for the Arahant. I kept telling you, Arahant. Straight away, heng. Lucky. Yes, it is indeed very lucky. We're not quite there yet. Because when you are there, you will feel the agitation about getting out. And you will feel the agitation of leaving because you have already crossed. By this time, you have gone through Sotapanna and probably the others. And you're trying to stop the habit of craving. So he gave them the methods to teach them how to decrave. Decrave. Stop that craving. Stop wanting. Stop clinging. It is all about, the point here is, everything is mind-made. The mind must think, then the mind will enjoy. So now I allowed you, he taught them, mind made the opposite. In other words, in order to enjoy, you must think. You mind made the opposite. Previously, we look at food and Michelin stars. Michelin star. Now, star also can like that. Cannot. Awful, my son's flesh. Like that, okay? Like that. Michelin star cooking your son's flesh also you below. Get it? So you can see how you're trying to detox yourself by intoxicating yourself in a different way. Doing what? Seeing what? Rising, falling. Come and go, up and down. See until you in Teochew word, 久渴. What's that in Cantonese? Yim la. See until you're tired. See until you're sian. See until you are fed up. You don't feel like seeing anymore. See until you are immune to the effects of nibbida. Because when you first try to detox your mind, not that you are doing it, I'm assuming you're not going to do this tonight. No, when you start to do this, you really will find meaninglessness in life. Which is why, if you read my book, refer to chapter, I think 14, you will see that monks, when they learn the 32 parts, the 32 parts, what's that? Lovesomeness of the 32 parts, they started killing themselves. Because nibbida got out of hand. Nibbida got too strong. This enchantment got too strong. There are enough of this world. Like that. Maybe less drama, but along the same line. Okay? And when, you see, this is a very important part. This happens not just at this point, it happens also at the beginning. When you're entering the stream, all these happen in a slightly different way. You see, when you see a rising and fading away, rising and fading away, and rising and fading away, after a while, you realize that even when you are tasting something, the taste will come and the taste will go. It doesn't last. When you keep registering, the taste will come and the taste will go, the taste will come and the taste will go, after a while, what happened? Taste also like that law, meaning you don't get very caught up in the taste, in tasting. If you keep staring at it, after a while, you can let go of that flavor because you got so used to the flavor, taste being so impermanent. It comes and it goes and comes and it goes. After a while, you got tired. You wouldn't seek. And so letting it go become more spontaneous. Final parts. Just a few more slides. 2 more advertisements, okay? In Sabha Asava Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya number 2, the Buddha used 7 methods. We spoke about 7 methods to help the individual deal with the kind of instincts, habits, thoughts that come up. I don't think I'll go into detail. I will not go into detail. I'm just letting you know what they are. Seeing. Okay, you don't have to worry about the words on the left. I will explain the words on the right. The word seeing there, don't imagine what it means. Okay? Those were the words used by the Buddha. I will just explain very quickly what are the things that he taught the monk. He taught the monk to deal with life. The kind of things that flood the person's life, flood the person's mind. The sort of things that flood people's mind, okay? You have views. You have a lot of thoughts. You have views about yourself. So he said, don't pay too much attention to all these thoughts about yourself. Every time you think of yourself in the past, in the present, and the future, you keep thinking of yourself in different time zones. Those thoughts will reinforce in your mind there is an I. So learn not to hold on to thoughts like this. Don't construct these thoughts. Then he taught the monks to pay attention only to the arising at the sense door. Meaning you can talk next to them, all they are hearing is hearing. They hear sound, they are not paying attention to your words. They see, but they are not registering the details in front of them. He was teaching the monks to get to the point of mindfulness and sharpness of seeing that they don't pay attention to arisings externally. These are monks going for Arahant training, okay? And then when they are making use of basic necessities like eating, dressing, having a roof to stay, these are basic necessities. He taught them to reflect that when you are using, don't get attached to these things. They are only for existence. Don't hold on to them. Enduring. I've killed 2 mice. Hello? Hello? Oh. Oh.
Lose sometimes.
Okay. Okay. Enduring. You know, when... This is very cute. You think about it. If there were a mosquito that somehow sneaked into this room and start buzzing around, how many of you will start feeling itchy? You don't know whether the thing actually landed on you. You just have to see a few coming in, and there is a decent chance that it landed on you, even though it didn't. It landed here. The mind started thinking, oh, okay, somebody get rid of it. I don't want to panati-pata it. So your mind spins. He was telling them, whatever discomfort you experience, just experience, don't think. Don't think too much. When you start thinking, that is when your mind will create stories and you get agitated. Don't get agitated. Endure. Just lun. Okay? Avoiding the comforts in life. The moment, these are practitioner monks, huh? I'm not asking all of you to sleep on the floor tonight. The practitioner monks, he's reminding them they need to be able to guard craving, let craving go. And our habit is to lean back to comfort. So he was teaching them to let all the comforts, don't go near the comforts. Let them all go. Don't go near them. Okay? Removing, karma service. This removing is when you have lobha, dosa, moha, when there's greed arising, anger arising, he said you are not to tolerate its presence at all. Slice it, drop it. That's how you do it. Many a time when anger arises, we think, we flow with the anger, we get agitated with the anger. He's saying, don't even allow anger to stay. We usually entertain anger. We may not, or we try not to entertain greed. When your practice is pretty decent, you try not to entertain greed. But anger, sometimes you can't help it. It went that way. He says, no, see it, you dropped it, stopped it, right there. Okay, that's for them. And finally, developing is the 7 factors of enlightenment. You constantly develop 7 factors of enlightenment. Okay? Last slide. The point here is important. Conditions in place. It is not will. Realization and all is not a will result. It is setting the correct conditions in the mind. They're all about conditions. Setting the correct 5 mental conditions in the mind. Collected sufficient Dhamma knowledge. Sufficient understanding. With the sufficient condition, you will begin to understand the Dhamma. You didn't put in place the 5 mental conditions, but you got plenty of Dhamma knowledge, you ain't going to see the Dhamma. Your mind can't go quiet. It's not able to see the mind for itself. When it cannot see the mind, when the mind doesn't understand its real habits, the 3 key characteristics, the certain habits, the insights, it will never let go. You can cry until you die. It will never let go. It will cling. It will chase after delight. It doesn't even know delight is wrong. It will just chase. And then you will, and so all these parts are linked. That's the reason why you are not in Nibbana. Not because you're stupid, not because you're not good enough, but because you didn't understand that it's all about conditions. You need to understand all the conditions, you need to set them in place, then you leave nature to take its course. You understand? No, you don't. If I ask you to go toilet and purge now, can't be done. Why? Condition not right. Now you get it? How come the body you understand, the mind you don't? Right? I ask you go eat. I go eat now. Oh, no, I'm full. Condition's not right. Can't be done. Can I eat lah? Come out lah. One go in, but come out. Get it? It's all about conditions. It is not about you good or not. You very champion eater, right? You very champion eater, go eat some more. Cannot. Done already. Conditions fail. It's like that. You do not set in place the correct mental conditions, you're never ever going to see the Dhamma. So everything that he said on the Eightfold Path plus 2, now we all got GST, okay? 8 plus 2%. Everything that he said has to be done. Has to be done, and has to be done the way he said it. Perfect to the dot, the way he said it. And once you understand the mechanism, you can fix it yourself. That's how it works. You do everything right. Where is the part? Where is the part where the human will comes in? You know, all the parts where it says, you must keep the mental space clean. You must not entertain greed. If anger comes out, you must not entertain. All those parts is when you have a role to play. That's your role. The role with wisdom in this life is to make the correct choices when faced with the mental conditions. Get it? So are you wise or are you not? Depends on when you are faced with the akusala conditions, are you going to react, or you lun, or you let go? Those are your choices. Then you say, but I can't do it like that. Leh. Yes, lah. That's why he said gradual. Lor. He got tell you now, meh? He says it's gradual. Okay? And now, advertisement. And all the Dhamma talks and everything is here. Last lesson, Big Hawk. Any question? Any question? Too much to digest, huh? This is the full Dhamma roadmap. Okay?
No questions? Then few announcements then before.
Bring the books in while you give your announcement.
Yeah, okay.
So you, here. Sorry. No more question, right? Any? Yes. Got question?
Yeah.
You make no. You could finish your question first and make.
Your questions first. Yeah. You can shout out your questions.
Hello, Mr. Thank you for sharing tonight. And I wanted to ask that, let's say, because you are a person here, and I know that the Dhamma talk you're giving is for the bhikkhu mostly, but for us, since we are walking,
No, it's all the way until only the D is for.
the day, right? Yeah.
Actually, I wouldn't say they are for bhikkhu. They are for big practitioners.
Okay.
They are from practitioners from day one. But at what level you start to push yourself deeper and harder, kill the akusala. How hard you push yourself is the question. That's the choice that you make. But you need to do the necessary, you have to set the necessary conditions in place. Otherwise, nothing's going to work. Yeah.
Okay. So my question is, for us as a lay person, we have a career, we work very hard, and we put the Dhamma into our work as well. Then when our boss recognizes our work, for example, when I work hard, I make good result, and my boss very happy with it, and my boss gives the reward for me, even though I do not chase for the rewards. So when I get the rewards, yes, I feel happy. I feel grateful that my work is recognized. Is it okay to still feel grateful after learning about?
Sure. Of course. Be grateful. It's a good thing. Let me just this part was not covered in the talk. Me musing aloud. I'm just mulling over the thoughts aloud, and so it kind of meander a little. But bear with me, okay? What are we trying to fix here? Dukkha, right? What it starts off with, if you feel you feel the dukkha, and you wonder why your mind, why am I always experiencing pain? Why do I go through these pain? Okay? And then you say, I want to resolve the pain. So one way of resolving it, or human, I'm talking about human character. One way the human would do it, one pattern of behavior, is to go and seek help from a higher power. Whatever your belief, you seek an external help to fix the pain that you're experiencing. That's one way. The second way we fix pain is we don't think about it. No, it's not fixing. Dealing, sorry. When you're dealing with pain, right? You don't think about it, just bury your head into the sand, and I don't care if people are saying me, I don't care if I'm not recognized for my work, I don't care if I'm being loved, I don't care, and then you go mad eventually, but you don't care, you don't think about it, right? One way is to seek external help. So it doesn't matter what your faith is, you go to your faith, and you say, please, I've been a devout whatever, you fill in the blank there, I'm a devout whatever, I have come here so many times to pay my respect and pray to you and blah, 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 blah. And hey, hello, can do something back. Fix the fella, fix the fella, fix my problem, right? So you go out for help, or you don't think about it, or you seek medical help, or in the Buddha's point is you turn inwards and do it this way. Okay? Now, this, you understand this part, right? What I've said so far you understand, right? Fixing a mental problem in a tactical way. So right now, I lost my boyfriend, I lost my girlfriend, I'm in so much pain, I grieve every night, you know. And so how? Then you go meditation, you understand the Dhamma, then eureka, I let him go. Fix. Okay? What? It works, leh. Works, okay? So this is what I call tactical fixing, okay? But you know, if you believe that you die and spring back to life again, not in this form, but in a new arising. If you believe that there is another arising, that arising didn't remember how to fix the problem, right? And in that arising, you may start all over again. Then you run to the same fella, and then you fall in love, and then what do you call it? That's a Chinese word, 重演, what? You know what I mean, So the old movie start again with the new songs and the new culture and the new rhythm and all. Same story, different tune. See what I'm saying? Now, think of this as a life thing. You are born, you live, you get married, or you study. Singapore, primary 1, primary 2, primary 3. You study, and then the next time you come back, the property prices even higher. And then you find job, you graduate, what, a PhD, everybody PhD already. Very tough, right? You see the dukkha arya satya, you thinking already dukkha arya satya, okay? And then you go to school, you get a decent job, but the machine took over your job, so you're out of a job. And I'm so dukkha, this life is hell of a terrible. Always out of job because the machine kept taking over. And then you got sickness and then you die. Then spring again, boom, start. This time not Singapore, this time somewhere else. Somewhere else where, global warming, drought everywhere. Island also disappear. Yesterday I was staying in that island, now no more. Can you see the problem? Can you see arising is dukkha indeed? So you think you can just mess up the climate, it's okay. But you're coming back leh. Buddhists above all should not be messing up the climate because you're coming back. If you think about it, correct? 是不是我说的有没有道理You might as well now go invest in a boat. So when you come back, go retrieve your boat because you will need it then. Now it's cheap, next time very expensive. You see what I'm saying? It will come back again and again. So that's why the Buddha, in many suttas, he said, you have already gone and cried over so many babies. There were a lot of nuns who went crazy when their children died. And then went to the Buddha, and eventually the Buddha said, how many times have you cried over a deceased baby? How many times? Mountains of them. And you're back again. Because why? Alamak, amnesia lah. Complete amnesia, don't remember a thing. Don't come back, all these bad things happen, you die. Then start again. It's like Groundhog Day on a big scale. Right? Now, one day, some lives down, okay, never mind, next life, one day, next life, you 觉悟了，是不是觉悟？enlighten, then you realize, 不花 really 不花。 Enough is enough. Let's fix this. And that is where you now make the big decisions. When you learn to really figure out how to switch off the craving habits. Switch it off. And there's no shortcut. He tells you 10, don't go and minus 1 or 2. There's no shortcut. But when you don't get that, when you think it's a good thing to keep coming back, and who knows, luck of the draw, get something good, a princess. Who knows? Huh? You know what I'm saying? If you think luck of the draw, you're going to come back princess or prince or king. Hello, do you know there are more paupers than kings in the world? Paupers outnumbered king 1,000,000,000 to 1. You see the problem? How many of you had won, strike, jackpot, first prize? Come clean. Nobody. So what are the odds that in this room got somebody hit jackpot king? Hard, huh? Can you see that? So what are the odds? How many of you never hit jackpot ever? How many? Confess. What, you play? Okay, so you never hit jackpot, right? What are the odds of us hitting the purple prize? Also maybe, hard to say. You see what I'm saying? We live under wonderful conditions. So we can be a bit cocky. No worries, man. Next life, we work it out. Leave it to the next guy to figure the way out, man. Now we just enjoy the credit, you know. He got to figure out what to do with the debit. You see what I'm saying? The problem is we had it good, we get cocky. If we have it really bad, we might not be so cocky. And now there is a method to switch off. It's not easy. But good things got come easy. Your mother teach you like that, man? All good things come easily. Was that what you were told? No. You probably were taught good things don't come easy. Got to work for it. Like that, lor. Now we work good. Why? Because still can use aircon. Somewhat comfortable in meditation. Can you imagine you stay in a place, no electricity? No electricity. Exactly. Africa, yeah. You meditate also must worry about the snake coming to you. It is a lot of conditions. Okay? I also don't know where I started. I can't ramble off here. Okay. So you get the idea, huh? Now remember, tactical dukkha, meaning the dukkha of this life, the peace here and there, and the big dukkha, which is the arising again and again. Which one are you trying to fix? Because when you fix the tactical one and you do it damn good, really well, the big one eventually will happen. If you don't even get the tactical one right, your big prize can go crazy. This life, you know you avoid the bad ones. Next life, you sure you born Buddhism. You guarantee. So if you can't guarantee you'll come back to the Dhamma, you might lose the knowledge. And when you lose the knowledge, like that lor. Jike ku jike. Yeah, get messier and messier, more and more confusing. Now it's great. We got the real thing. It could get worse. In fact, not it could. Buddha predicted it will get worse. It will happen. Okay? So then it's the individual's choice. What do you want to fix? The mind or the lives? Okay? Thank you. 9:30 we have to stop. It's been 3 hours. Thank you for coming. We will have the books. You take over.
Yes. Tomorrow.